Welcome to another episode of the Bethesda Brothers Podcast. I am the KingFanMan, joined with my co-host, Joey Caps Gaming, or as I call him, Brother Joe. Brother Joe, it's another day, another podcast. How are you doing, my friend?
King, I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm doing good. Today, we are going to talk about the future of Bethesda, and is there concern for what's going on? There's several things that I've noticed lately. Number one, of course, we've talked for a long time that a lot of people have left Bethesda since Microsoft acquired them, and we'll go over some of those names in just a little bit. But I was noticing a couple of things, and I want to kind of compare older Bethesda games with what happened in Starfield and just see if maybe there's some cracks in Bethesda's armor going forward for the Elder Scrolls and Fallout 5. Let me give you this. This is something, the new documentary on Morrowind. I don't know if you've watched it yet. But Todd Howard had a rule. Now, I don't know if this is still a rule, but it was a rule that he did not want any humor in video games. He said there was no place for humor in video games. And the funny thing is that Mark Nelson said he had to sneak some things into the Elder Scrolls, like the Lusty Argonian Maid, the funny book that we find in the Elder Scrolls. And remember, a lot of these guys are gone. Is this a fear for future games going forward? And now, one other thing I want to bring to your attention, and then I'll turn it over to you. Kurt Coleman, I think is how you pronounce his name. Anyway, he was talking about that Todd does not like the weird stuff in the game. All the weird things that came into the Elder Scrolls, he didn't do. And in fact, they actually cut. I don't know if you ever play Morrowind or not, but there is a cryo deal. It's like it's a crocodile that stands up, and it kind of like a death claw, but it's crocodile. Anyway, they cut that before Oblivion, and he was saying, Todd don't like the weirder stuff. So again, they had to sneak some of that stuff in. And I just look at Starfield and I go, Starfield was very bland. Now, I know they kind of designed it that way and wanted it that way, but I think Starfield would have benefited with some more humor and some more weird stuff. So, is this what the Elder Scrolls is going to be going forward? The Elder Scrolls 6 and Fallout 5?
Yeah, I saw a good point the other day. Luke Stevens does really great stuff. I saw him make a good point. When people wanted Starfield, they were hoping for Fallout in space. They were hoping for Elder Scrolls in space. Instead, what they got was Starfield, right? I'll bring this around.
I know.
Yeah. So they got Starfield. Now, what people are thinking, and it's fair to say, is Elder Scrolls 6 going to be Elder Scrolls? Or will it be Starfield?
In Tamriel, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Starfield and Tamriel.
I watched that Luke Stevens video.
Yeah. Yeah. I just thought that was a very interesting way of looking at it.
Yes.
And I think that's fair to say. So is this how they're going to do their games moving forward? Because like what he said, Bethesda likes to take a game and build on what they're going to do on those features in that game in their next one. That's what they do. So that was true. If they can't do that.
Well, and
they can't do that.
Joe, me and you've talked about it. We don't want all the fluff. I don't mind if they have castle building and boats and all boat building and all that. But if that comes at the expense of a good RPG, then I would much rather have the good base RPG and give us that stuff in a DLC or leave it out.
Yeah, didn't Emil say that the player doesn't really care about story. They care about
building a shack. Yep.
building.
That was his quote.
That ticks me off.
Yep.
The reason why it does is I think as a like them creating the world and all of that, they're kind of losing the point. Of course we like the story, we love the side quests, but we do like spending time in the world. But we also want the story stuff to do too.
Yes.
We also want to do that. You have to have good, meaty stories in the game. So just because we love these games so much, Fallout 3, every time when I do every side quest, every miscellaneous quest, I go on the wiki, I look up all the unmarked quests, I try to do them all. It's a lot of fun. And when I do everything in the game, I don't want to leave the world. I want to stay there as long as I can. So that's why you put those mechanics in there, so we could stay in the world for as long as possible, so we don't have to leave. Not to, we love doing this instead of the story.
Yeah.
That's a little silly. Like, what are you talking about?
Well, and there you go. That is the whole basis of this. This is my worry. If they've had to sneak the good humor in, the weird stuff in with Todd, and we know we've talked long about Emil's wrong outlook on keep it simple, keep it simple, keep it simple. Does this mean there's a danger going forward with the Elder Scrolls and Fallout 5? Because let's be frank, as much as and you can be Bob, that's my joke. Let's be frank. Bethesda games have been good in spite of their stories in writing, because many times the writing is subpar in Bethesda games, and that's coming from a Bethesda, fan man here. Okay.
Yeah.
They can't take another dip down. I mean, if we're going to take out all the humor, if we're going to take out, Starfield. I don't know what they were going for with Starfield. I guess I do. I mean, Todd wanted it really realistic, really, gritty and all that. But, man, you look now, they've got the Star Wars mod for Starfield. That's the most popular thing right now with Starfield. Yeah. Wouldn't Starfield have benefited from something weird going in there?
Yeah.
Whether it's an alien race, I mean, it's a video game. This is fantasy,
Right. Yeah. I don't know.
And can I disagree with one thing you said, by the way?
Sure.
I don't think Luke Stevens does good stuff. I don't like Luke Stevens, but
why not?
He's very, very negative to Bethesda. Always. But no, I do watch his stuff though.
Yeah, I don't like the negativity all the time. I don't. But at the same time, I do agree with him with some stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of being negative today, but
see, when people soil on 76, it's because you haven't played it, and it's very different. You have to play a lot to really get from that game. With Starfield, and I enjoy Starfield, I really do. But King, when I start a new playthrough in Fallout 3, New Vegas, Fallout 4, Skyrim, I can't put those games down.
Yeah, it hooks you immediately. Yeah.
Starfield, I haven't played it for 2 weeks. Now I really haven't played much. Let's be honest. I honestly haven't played much at all. Any gaming really. Which I would love to change that, but life gets in the way. But, it's when it comes to, King, if there's Fallout 5, you're dang right I'm going to try to fit in some time to play Fallout. I don't feel the same way about Starfield.
Yeah.
And that stinks. I want to feel that way about Starfield. And I do enjoy it, but it doesn't hook you like their other games have.
No.
It does get repetitive pretty quick.
I guess my fear is, of course, Starfield. I mean, we've gone into the problems with, generation and all that stuff, but Bethesda does not have their Far Harbor guy anymore. Wasn't Will Shin the one that did Far Harbor? I'm almost sure he was one of the leads on it. Anyway, what are we looking at when it comes? Now, I know they've hired some new blood. We've talked about that coming in, but I think that's going to be more Fallout 5. I hate the fact to think that, some of the best stuff that's memorable was snuck in under Todd. That's a scary thought to me. Because we talk about, okay, Bethesda's going to get back to their form with the Elder Scrolls. This is what they know how to do. But we forget that the Kurt guy's gone. Bruce Nesmith is gone. Will Shin is gone. Nate Perkopile's gone. All these people are gone.
Yeah.
Do they really have and understand what we want? As you said, Emil, he has no clue what the player wants, in my opinion.
Right. Pete Hines, when he came out and spoke about Bethesda, he said it himself. He said that this used to be like a tight-knit family. And it's not anymore. It's very different. So that magic that they created with Starfield, Skyrim, Elder Scrolls, Fallout, it's just it faded away after a while because they wanted to milk the cow. Listen, 76, I love the game. You love the game. It's very different from a traditional experience. We love the game. Now, we would have liked them to maybe make it a little different, right? Not so online where, we could go into a private world for free, not for money, because that's how Fallout is.
Yeah.
Go into a private world for free. And unfortunately, that's not how they made it. And so would you have rathered Fallout 5 or Fallout 76?
Fallout 5. 100%.
So they made 76 for what? Microtransactions. Mm-hmm. They made the Creation Club at the time in Fallout 4, and they noticed, hey, we made a bit of money here. Let's do the Atom Shop in this new game in 76. And so they did, and they make a ton of money off of it. They make a ton of money off of Fallout First. You could just spend $100 on it for the year, and you get a bunch of stuff. Don't get me wrong, but you drop $100, King. That's more money than a brand new game.
That's right.
So imagine Bethesda just getting that revenue every single year for 76. It's almost 2 games. I mean, nowadays maybe not.
$80 games, yeah.
Yeah, but that's the one thing Bethesda unfortunately doesn't have anymore. They don't have that tight-knit family feel.
Well, and going to your point, what are they bringing now to Fallout 4, which is the last big game to bring it to? You've got creations now that are paid mods, and remember the feedback that they got the first time they tried to do paid mods. People hated it.
Yeah. It wasn't bad. I didn't hate it. I wouldn't say that I hated it, but at this point in time, if you're bringing that kind of a feature to 76, not to 76, to Fallout 4, it's an older game.
Yeah,
it's 10 years old now, and 76 plays a lot better than Fallout 4 does, in my opinion. The movement's better. It's just a better game.
I don't mind the big creations. It's those little nickel and dime ones that used to be free. Now, like you said, they're making money on it. Could it be, and I think the Luke Stevens got into this a little bit, used to Bethesda really had the fan in mind first. And it looks like that slipped a little bit. Is it? I know they got to make money. I'm not begrudging them to make money, but I still want them to have the fan in mind first.
Yeah, the thing is, they're making money with the minimal amount of work done possible.
Yeah.
You could get a weapon mod in Starfield for what, 300 points? Is that $3?
Yeah,
Like,
pretty
I don't.
much. It's almost.
$3 for a weapon, King?
Yeah, I know.
Are you serious? DLC used to be $10,
Yeah.
$15 at the most.
There are skins for $1.50 or 150 credits. Skins, just paint.
It's pathetic how much they're not even. It could take them an hour to make some of this creation stuff. It's just, a thought. Let's make a weapon. A few days later, it's done. Let's ship it. Let's make some money off of it. And it's $3. Oh, I'll pick it up for $3. Why not? And then it just snowballs after that. People say, "Oh, it's $3. This looks cool. I'm going to buy it." It's so they don't have to make those big full-fledged DLCs as they used to do it. They don't have to do it anymore. Now, they are with Starfield. We know that probably 2026 will probably get something, right? You would think.
Mm-hmm. But isn't it sad to this point we've only gotten one DLC? Think what we had gotten with Fallout 4 already.
We got like 4 or 5 in the first year. By August, we had August of 16. We had Far Harbor and Nuka World.
Yeah.
Already.
I was about to say there was 3 stories because the first one was Automatron, which I loved. The Mechanist and all that. It was short, but it was great. Of course, added the robots and all that to it. I mean, those 3 right there are awesome. Yeah.
Right. I know Nuka World was fantastic. Far Harbor was really fun.
So again, not that we're being overly negative today, but in looking forward, Bethesda has just changed their thinking as far as, number one, what goes into the base game itself. I really believe that Shattered Space was made at the same time as Starfield and should have been in the base game. That's just my opinion. I really do.
They might have just needed something for DLC and they didn't want to make it.
Yeah.
Maybe they wanted to see how it would do.
Well, and they had to have something to make the premium. You know, the people spent extra money just to get that and play it early. If you remember what it was with Starfield.
What, like
it was like 2 weeks early. You got to play if you bought Shattered Space, the premium edition.
Gotcha. Yeah. How long was Shattered Space? Do you know?
As far as hours go, no, I don't know. I didn't hate it. I definitely wouldn't put it up there at the top of the DLC list, but I mean, it was okay. But again, it was a major faction within the game that they didn't do anything with. They waited for the DLC. When do you know them do a major faction and don't do it in the game? Normally it's done in the game. It's taken care of. That's why I say I think it was part of the base game that was kind of just taken out.
Yeah, imagine in Fallout New Vegas having the NCR quest line or something in as DLC.
DLC, yeah.
Or the Legion be introduced through DLC and not the main quest.
So is all the things we're talking about today, and I know these are little nitpicky gripes, but is it warning signs about what's coming to future Bethesda games? I mean, the things we used to get, are we not going to get them anymore? Or are they going to ask you?
I'm going to ask you this question, King. I'm sorry I cut you off. I'm
No.
going to ask you. Fallout 4, was it as good as Skyrim or no?
No.
Okay.
I think that's
76.
Easy no.
76. As good as Fallout 4?
Totally different. It's apples and oranges.
Okay. So scratch that.
Okay.
Starfield, as good as Fallout 4?
No.
They've gone down with each single player release. Unfortunately. So what does that mean for Elder Scrolls 6? Skyrim was really good. Would you say that was better than Fallout 3?
Yes.
So Skyrim was good.
Yes.
So, but they've gone down each of their single player releases.
Yes.
And even with 76, if you want to throw that in there, a lot of people listen. If they came out with 76 with Wastelanders at launch, maybe it's a different story.
It's true.
You know,
it's very true.
Maybe it's different, but the launch was awful for 76. It was terrible.
It was.
As you know, it wasn't good.
And Todd actually admitted that he knew it was like that. So what does that tell you?
You're trying to make money off of this IP that you've been cashing in on for. They were worried about a collector's edition for 76, and that whole canvas bag thing was a big mess. But that was their thing. They were trying to milk the Fallout IP for as much as they possibly could. They gave you a half-baked game in 76. Unfortunately, it was it was lazily put together. I'm sorry, but it was. NPCs had to be in the game. Like, how did you not have NPCs in the game? Now, sometimes I miss it. I miss not having I miss having this desolate world. Like, I get it, but like at the same time, for a lot of people, it got a little boring without the NPCs in the game. You know, it's like not having even raiders or you know, Mothman cultist or whatever to take out in the world. That the enemies were you know, they didn't have as many. So I don't know. I'm not trying to hate on 76. I really love the game. I really do. Well, but at the same time, it wasn't great at launch.
Joe, let's look at this a little bit different then, because I think you're exactly right on that, and we feel the same way about 76. We like the game, but 76 was really, they wanted to put multiplayer into Fallout 4. And when they started doing that, they were like, this is so big, this is another game. Let's just make it another game. So instead of taking Boston about a year or two after Fallout 4 and just making an online version of Fallout 4, they took 4 more years and made a whole new, as you're saying, game that wasn't ready to be released.
So, it's 3 years.
So if they had the fans in mind instead of just money, shouldn't they have just done an online Fallout 4 and then gone on right then to Starfield? And then we wouldn't have the 10-year gap?
What they should have done, they should have invested in Fallout 4 and figured out a way to put online in that game. You could have figured something out, I would think.
Well, that's what they said. They had it. It was just too big.
No, but if you spent it was what?
They just said it was too. They said it was so big. It's like, oh, this is another game. Instead of just giving us online Fallout and then going on.
Yeah, they should have just done that.
Yeah.
Because the whole world was made. It was all finished. You could have just done that. You didn't have to make new stories, make a new world. You could have just probably spent, I wouldn't think it would take them 3 years to do.
No.
Maybe a year if you worked on it hard enough.
Yes.
That would have been a cool, you know.
And again, we wouldn't have that huge gap that we have.
Yeah.
Dollar signs got in their eyes.
I know, and then if you had multiplayer in Fallout 4, let's say a year after it came out, 76 doesn't happen, but you get Starfield sooner, you would think.
Yes.
You can get Starfield maybe 2020.
Yes.
At that point.
Exactly.
It would be a COVID game, but maybe 19 or 2020 you would get Starfield, and then Elder Scrolls 6 comes out maybe this year, 2020, or last year, 2024.
Exactly.
And then Fallout 5, yeah, King. No.
And again, I don't begrudge them to want to make money. But if they will put the fan back first instead of money first, I believe the money will come. That's what made them popular in the first place, was being fan-oriented. You think about how mods even came along. They would give away the creation kit to the games and just say, play with it. Do what you want. I mean, that was a very fan-oriented company. But what has happened? You know, we wanted them desperately to grow, and they did grow, but it got worse when they grew instead of better.
We wanted them to grow so we would get more content.
Yes.
That hasn't happened.
No, we've gotten less.
That hasn't happened.
4 studios and we've gotten less.
It's like you're telling me that you can't take Fallout 4's engine and remake Fallout 3 in 2 years, in a year. Modders could do that if you gave modders a full-time budget.
How long did
Obsidian?
There you go. That's what I was trying to tell you. That's what I was trying to tell you. Yes.
They did it in 18 months with New Vegas.
Yes.
They took the assets from Fallout 3 and they made their own game.
Yep.
So they did that in 18 months.
Okay. Let's conclude this then with all of our worries that we're talking about today. Are you more worried about the Elder Scrolls 6 and Fallout 5 taking all these things into consideration, or do you think they're going to get back on the right path? Honestly, be as honest as you can be.
Be as honest as I could be. Where have they shown you that they will go back on the right path? Yeah. Like what have they shown you? What have they shown us that they will go on the right path?
They haven't.
They haven't shown me anything.
No.
The only thing I could think of is Oblivion Remastered coming out with that. That wasn't even their game. So like they didn't.
That probably wouldn't have even happened if Microsoft didn't own them now.
Yeah.
Because Todd said no on remakes.
Yeah, which is just freaking stupid. That's so stupid. That's such a stupid thing. That's so stupid. No remakes. Why not?
Well, I will be honest. I'm still super excited for the Elder Scrolls 6. But do all these things concern me? Absolutely. We wouldn't be having this podcast if they didn't concern me.
And the thing is, too, King, really quick, there's you've heard about a lot of the drama surrounding Xbox.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
You know about that.
Oh, yes.
So they need some home runs here.
Yeah.
Elder Scrolls 6 should be a home run for them. So they that has to be good. Fallout 5 has to be good. Because guess what? If it's not good and they don't do as well, don't be shocked. Not the IPs, but don't be shocked if they dissolve Bethesda and just put them all into one Microsoft studio.
Yeah.
And then a different studio makes Fallout and Elder Scrolls. We have to think about that. That might be a crazy way of thinking, and no one's talking about it, but that could happen because all that matters is that they own the IP. It's all that matters. But you don't need the studio to make the game because they own the IP.
That's right.
So in a way, if Bethesda doesn't want that to happen, they have to step up and they have to be better.
Yep. You know, I said before Starfield that it was a necessity that Starfield be a home run. Well, now I'm with you. Bethesda went from being the darlings of gaming to now where everybody kind of looks at them, you know, like, what are you doing now?
Yeah, it was like this. Fallout 4 came out, people were disappointed, and we thought, they won't do this again, will they? They learned, right? 76 came out, they did it again. Starfield, like what you're saying, they won't do this again, right? They did it again.
Yeah. And Joe, these are two diehard fans saying these things today. We love Bethesda. We're not hating on Bethesda. We're just telling the truth.
If you told me, this is how much I love them. If you said you had to pick one developer, one studio for the rest of your life to play their games, who would it be? It would be Bethesda Games Studio. 1,000.
I wouldn't even hesitate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, zero. And I love my sports. I love, but it would be just Bethesda. That's it. I'm good. We love them so much. That's why that's why the criticism is oozing out of my eyeballs. That's why.
But it's from a place of love.
Because I care about
them. It is a place of love. I want them to get back to that darling of the gaming industry again.
Yeah, I want to. When I first played Fallout 3, that was my first one, and a lot of people's first game. You fell in love with it instantly. Walking out of that vault, that was so cool. I want to get back to that.
Yes.
And Fallout 4 had a lot of that. I love Fallout 4.
It did.
It's just the Starfield, not so much. 76, it did eventually. I like 76 though. I just want them to do better. That's
I do. Joe, I am so sorry I did it again. Next podcast, please slap me if I don't say subscribe to Joey Caps at the very beginning of the podcast. Why?
You're all the way in Arkansas and I'm all the way in New Jersey. I don't think that's possible. I can't slap you.
We'll slap your camera, I guess. Please, please, if you are not subscribed to Joey Caps, go down there you go. Go down in the description and subscribe. And since I did it again, you have to subscribe to his baseball channel too. That'll be down there in the description as well. Joe, you got any last thoughts before we leave out of here?
King, thank you so much for having me. Always have a blast, and we'll do this again in a week.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, I am the KingFanMan. He is Joey Caps. We'll see you next time. Thank you, everybody.